Sky Squad, we are back in the building, baby. We are back in the building and we got to talk housewives, obviously. Okay. So today we're going to be actually recapping the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show. And it used to be that I could find it on BravoTV.com, but for whatever reason, I only found it on YouTube and I got the BravoTV.com app. I got all of it. So I don't know why I didn't see it, but it is available on YouTube. And I know that it's in a couple of places where a couple of great Instagram accounts also will reshare Bravo related content. So you can find it online. And I will place the link in the description down below so that you guys can go back and watch it for yourself. Okay. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys, go ahead and do so. Hit that notification bell button and join the texting community. All of the information is down in the description of this video, and you can also become a member of this channel to support the continued growth of the channel. Now, with that being said, Sky Squad, let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right, so first things first. Let's just discuss the pairings, okay? So for me, I just thought it was odd to see certain pairings, particularly because, for instance, Sheree has had a lot to say in terms of co-signing things that Marlo has said about Kenya Moore during the episodes. Now, perhaps because Sheree and Kenya never really get into it as we go through the season. Maybe that's the reason why Kenya wasn't paired with, like, maybe say, I would have paired Kenya with Drew and I would have paired Sheree with Marlo, because it seems as though Marlo and Sheree are a little bit of a frick and frack style duo this season. And I would have wanted to continue that magic that the two of them have together, where they basically kind of trash talk everybody. Okay. Production wise, that's what I would have done. And I would have put Kenya with Drew because they've gotten to a better place. And I feel like it would have been an interesting dynamic to see them interact with each other, because as you guys will find out and you'll watch, Kenya, while she does question some things about Drew's business, she is also somewhat, at least a little bit more supportive. And you guys will be able to tell when you watch the episodes. And we'll get into what they said and, the stuff that's in the title of this video in just 1 second. But I just wanted to point out these pairings for you guys, because based on what we're seeing on the show, I find them very interesting. But again, the after show is usually done to recap what's happening as the episodes go on through the back half of the season. Okay. Now, the next pairing that we have is Candy and Drew. Now, this makes sense. I mean, Candy is very upfront about her questions about Drew's business to Drew's face. So it is interesting to see. I would say after watching this, I don't necessarily know if I need Drew to ever go on speak on it, because we're kind of seeing them having to interact together in this space. But again, I would have put Drew and Kenya together, or yeah, I would have put that's the only configuration that would have made sense. We could have put Candy and Kenya together, but that would have left Drew operating with either Sanya or Marlo, because it couldn't have been Sheree. So that's how I would have done it. But that's just me. And I would have put with Candy with Sanya, especially since Sanya was so, interested in having Candy be on her, having Candy be the Mommy Nation face for the Black Friday sale. I mean, you would have thought y'all would have put them with put Sanya with Candy, okay? But that's just my thoughts. And so for me, again, Marlo and Sheree would have made a lot more sense. But what we do know is that Kenya Moore did indicate that there is some tension that's going to be brewing, I think, with her and Sanya at some point, okay, based on an article that we had read a little while ago. So that's yet to come. So maybe that's why we see Sanya here paired with Marlo, because of whatever's happening at the back half of the season. All right. So let's dive into what the ladies had to say, because of course the ladies do go in on each other. Okay. So as they're talking about Drew, and this is a hot topic, okay? Basically, they're talking about Drop It with Drew. Sheree says Drop It with Drew is basically a sham, even knowing what we know about it now. So Sanya also says that it's a mess. Marlo says you're supposed to drop pounds with Drew, but Drew don't drop any pounds. Okay. Sonya basically falls out of her chair at this moment. Literally, she falls out of her chair. Like literally. I'm telling you, the lady fall. I mean, the lady fall. I would fall out the chair right now to show you, but I don't feel like falling and getting back up. But she does. Okay. Sheree says she doesn't understand why they would get Drew to be the face of this weight loss program. And Sonya says that Drew could barely drop it. Okay. When they did, they work out together. Now, here's what I'm going to say about this whole situation, because I do feel like Drew misrepresented, whether subconsciously or consciously misrepresented a how she was affiliated with the business, and B, how long she's been affiliated with the business. And it was also quite kind of murky what the business actually was based on her earlier explanations. So for me, when she describes it in this episode of the after show, I have a much clearer vision of what this is supposed to be. It is essentially a 21-day program that is designed for, I'm assuming, moms, busy women and individuals who want to lose a little weight and have some accountability for those 21 days. And there's also meals, preps, and stuff like that associated with it if you live in the cities where Drop It with Drew is based. The program is actually guided by Miss Jackie, okay? And it is actually her creation. Drop It with Drew is the name brand associated with it because Drew Sidora is a well-known face, particularly because she's not only an actress and a singer, but she's also a star on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Boom. Okay. So they partnered up, it seems, last year, and that's basically it. But Jackie herself has been in business for about 5 years or more. Okay. That is Drop It with Drew. Now, the premise of it being Drop It with Drew is that Drew herself is also on the program, and she is also trying to lose weight as well. And it is a program where you are to drop it and drop those pounds with Drew as she goes on that journey with you. That is what I gathered from the business, which is not a bad business model. But I do think that, and there's something that Sanya says, I think she says it, is that, we want to see, people want to see a before and after. And that's just the reality of it, right? So if you want me to drop it with you, I definitely do want to see where you started from to where you are now, so that I can see that the program actually works. Because if you have not dropped, if I can't see what you have dropped, then I'm going to question the legitimacy of the program. And I think that's where the ladies are at this moment. In addition to the fact that Drew also had a mommy makeover, and then they are questioning that as well, because Sheree basically says that the mommy makeover was horrible. So that's basically the Drew scandal in a nutshell. Okay. But let me know how you guys feel about it, because I see a lot of comments and a lot of you feel like they are unjustly judging Drew Sidora's business, particularly as some of them are struggling to get their businesses off of the ground. Okay. So let me know again what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Now we'll continue. We get to Kenya and Marlo's argument, and Kenya says she's so used to Marlo constantly coming after her. She feels like Marlo is a bully. She actually likens Marlo to Mark. in that she says that they pretend to like you, but then when they get mad, they try to destroy you. And Kenya lets it be known that she's not taking anybody rolling up on her anymore. Now, speaking of that, Marlo calls Kenya. Marlo says that, oh, Kenya must have thought this was the old Marlo that'll fight. She thought, and she turned into the old Marlo, and she says that Kenya turned into the old Portia that'll fight, because Kenya was basically going off and saying, "Try me again, try me if you want to," okay, and putting her hand up in her face as Marlo was inching closer to her, okay. So Marlo also calls Kenya Miss Number Two, basically indicating that once Candy left, Kenya came in all late. Kenya came in, Kenya Miss Number Two, because she can't be number one. And she says that Kenya is not Don Juan's fill-in for the day, basically indicating that once Candy left, she was saying that once Candy left, Kenya was trying to be Don Juan and speak up for Candy on Candy's behalf. Mm-hmm. So then we get into the Candy and Marlo of it all. Marlo says that Candy is used to a lot of people kissing her butt. And Sheree says that she and Candy got a lot of things off of their chest. And she thought that they were good when they were leaving the spa and salon, but she didn't think that Candy and Marlo were in the best place, which is interesting to me. I don't know. Sheree is in the most interesting position because while she was co-signing every last thing that Marlo said about Kenya and Candy, she's also in the position that seems the most harmless in real time to both Kenya and Candy, because they don't know at that point that she was co-signing all that. So anyway, Marlo feels that she and Candy should be a lot closer, because she feels like, she's known Candy for decades now at this point, and they've known each other for a long time. She used to date her stepbrother or something like that. But she feels like Candy just doesn't allow her to get close to her. But Candy feels like she's always been a better friend to Marlo than Marlo has ever been to her. She basically talks about Marlo never inviting her to anything, never calling her or texting her unless she needs something, not to mention that she basically was putting Marlo on a show that Marlo ended up, for whatever reason, losing out on that show, as we talked about before. And you guys can actually go to Funky.Neva's page, because he actually details that in full. He detailed it before in a conversation that I had with him like years ago, but he also details it specifically on his channel on one of his latest videos. Now, because he was a part of the show. Marlo doesn't see Candy as Candy from Escape. She just sees her as a friend, and she says they're gonna butt heads because she's not going to be Candy's butt kisser, okay? And Marlo says that she wants Candy, in real time, she says, I want Candy to get me together sometimes, because that's what real friends do, okay? Is Marlo a real friend to Candy? Is Candy a real friend to Marlo? Maybe they're just not friends. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section down below. With that being said, I wanted to get you guys this quick recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show, because it was good, and we'll continue to do this as the season progresses. All right. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next